Hello and welcome to another video. Today we have a nice game of Numemon versus Red Hybrids. This is going to be my first video of BT15. So I get my starting hand and it's quite good, you know, there's a rookie and a Numemon. I'm sort of taking inspiration from the Japanese deck list I got first place at their nationals, where they're running the purple base. And I think it is quite strong with the Demi-Meramon Inheritable, where on deletion, you trash a level 5 or higher and draw 2 cards. It's particularly important because you want to get your Platinum Numemons in the trash. And, I mean, it can just cycle your hand, really. So my opponent just Digivolves a Flamemon and then a Goonimon, but they don't have anything else, so they pass a turn. So here, I Digivolve a Numemon X Antibody, immediately swing in, because with the X Antibody effect on deletion, I can play out the Numemon from its sources. However, I hit Crimson Blaze, so I cannot play Digimon by an effect, and I just have to pass turn by hard playing Ukomon and another Garamon. Garamon actually counts as a Numemon, by the way, and I believe this one comes on BT15. So they just Digivolve into their Burning Gray, delete our Ukomon. You know, I didn't think it was going to survive. Next turn I can Digivolve into Numemon X, and wow, my opponent is just going up, not really going up the line, but just like sideways Digivolving, going from Burning Gray to a Goonie. So they do use Fire Rocket and they'll swing in 2 checks. Unfortunately, it's not enough to kill them, but they do get the draw off of their Digitama Inheritable. I haven't played the Numemon deck too much, so I'm still like figuring my way around with things, but I'm not playing like awfully, you know. Digivolve Numemon X, then Digivolve again. In the raising, I Digivolved on top of Numemon X before raising, just in case I got an Ukomon. Here I'm gonna go into Waru Monzemon. I can trash like a Numemon, take de-Digivolve 1 on one of my opponent's Digimon. So I do it from the hand. I can also do that from my sources. And that's just to get rid of the Goonimons on deletion. And then, by turning it into, you know, the one dude, Burning Gray. And you can also trash from the sources on the Monzemon, Waru Monzemon. However, I want my Inheritable to give them security attack -1, so they can't just swing into security all willy-nilly or whatever. Because I know they definitely want it to die so they can get out their Tamer. Yet they go into a Goonimon and just swing over me anyways. But I don't care especially too much. I have Numemon X Antibody. On deletion I can play a Numemon from my trash in its name. So I'm gonna go ahead and just play another Numemon X Antibody from my trash. And then my opponent hard plays their Tamer. I'll raise up Gazimon, and I mean, you know, my hand is rather small, but this Numemon on deletion, I'll search the top 3 and add a Numemon and Monzemon to my hand. However, Crimson Blaze absolutely wipes my field, which is rather unfortunate because I could put my opponent really to 0 security and also have stuff to Digivolve on top of. But everything is cleared with the second Crimson Blaze. Anyways, I'll play I'll play Monzemon on play. I can put underneath a Numemon from my trash to gain 2 memory, and then on play, One of my opponent's Digimon gets minus 3 KDP and security attack -1. And, I mean, I've just lost the round here, I think. You know, I could have put Blocker underneath, but if my Monzemon dies, then there's nothing I can do next turn, so I think I'd rather risk it by putting Numemon X Antibody underneath, just in case I somehow do survive from their security checks. You know, might be running a few bombs. Who knows what they'll check. And the Ragunimon does have security attack -1. So really they can only attack in with their 2 dudes right now. So they swing in, first check, Psychmon, Psychmon, and they gain 2 memory because they have enough DP. And then they'll fire rocket for 1 on a Gunimon. So they really only needed 1 fire rocket to negate my security attack -1, but they played 2 of them. Swing in, check Death-Exmon, and they have their rookie left to swing for game. So Numemon doesn't exactly have all the support that it did whenever it topped in Japanese nationals, because oh my gosh, was it like, I want to say like 6 of the top 32 and the Japanese nationals were Numemon. But they did have new Ukomon and a blast, or like an ace mechanic mega that BT15 doesn't have. But I think there is still some merit to it just because Numemon X Antibody is just that powerful. So I've really been just testing around with it to see how good it is, and I do think it is quite strong. So again, we Digivolve into Numemon X before Digivolving in the Raising to see if I get a better rookie in my hand. Garamon also counts as having Numemon in its name. And here I'm just debating which Monzemon do I go into. Either Waru Monzemon or regular Monzemon, because both of them can Digivolve off of Numemon. Though I'll have to check about regular Monze. Yeah, regular Monzemon can Digivolve off of Numemon and its name, but I actually end up swinging into security because I believe on deletion I could just play Numemon, and here I decided to go wide. And I can place Numemon X Antibody underneath. So, and that actually chokes them to 1 memory. Because of their fire rocket that I checked in security, they actually do go for 2 checks, and they miraculously survive the first check because it's only 1 KDP. But they die on the second check of Monzemon. And then another Crimson Blaze. This is the absolute bane of my existence. So I can't play anything by an effect. On deletion though, I can trash a level 5 to draw 2. My nice Demi-Meramon inheritable. And here I can really just like choke my opponent to just 1 memory, and then they can't Digivolve off of their Tamers. So I do play Numemon to just pass over. I should probably have gone into like Numemon X Antibody. I mean, Monzemon X Antibody, just to widen my board some more. But then I do face risking another Crimson Blaze. I know my opponent plays more than 1. So, but I think I was waiting so I could use the Monzemon's X Antibody's effect to do DP minus. So you can't actually play Numemon X Antibody. It says specifically Numemon in the name or a level 3. So I realized that, I take back my Numemon X Antibody, and I can still play a purple rookie, because it just says rookie. Which I think is quite funny. I can't play Numemon X Antibody, but I can play a purple Gazimon. And then I'm debating what I should do here. I'm thinking, so I swing in 2 checks, and then I can just play a Numemon from my trash on deletion, so I wasn't that worried about deletion. Not worried about them really swinging over me too much, because I can go into Azure Longmon. Then we Digivolve into Numemon X, and just really preparing our hand more. I really just wanted a regular Monzimon, but going into Monzimon X Antibody isn't especially the worst. Their Burning Greymon actually has minus 4k DP from the first Monzimon X Antibody I went to. When I play another Digimon, minus 2k for each of my Digimon in my field. But they go into a Goonimon, so they'll negate that minus 4k DP, and they're exactly at 10k from the Takuya. So they'll swing in for 2 checks. However, I will go ahead and blast Digivolve and bounce it back to their hand. So my opponent has 1 security, and they just have 1 measly Flamemon. Swing in and he dies. So sad. And I don't think there's anything my opponent can do to clear everything. They go into Burning, so my Gazimon will die, but I raise Ukamon, gain a memory hatch, swing in with Ukamon first, just in case of Crimson Blaze, and then Azulon goes for game. So it could prove to be, that could be against red hybrids, even with all of its Crimson Blazes and super aggro security. I get my next hand. I mean, as long as I have a rookie and a Numemon or Garamon to play, I'm rather happy. So they'll play their Tamer. Luckily I get Ukamon. Ukamon is just so good in this deck. Then Digivolve into Numemon X Antibody. And I really should not Digivolve Monzimon on top of this. Just because I don't have any game plan for if he dies. I was thinking, oh, if he dies, I'll just play a Numemon, but I don't really have another Monzimon to get out of a situation like that. As you'll see, my opponent Digivolves off of their Tamer. They'll swing in. It's always the 1k right there. And there's a Monzimon going to the trash. And then they'll go into Burning Greymon. Or not Burning Greymon, what is his name? I don't know, the Red Hybrid's Mega. And that'll delete me because they have a Tamer underneath. So I do get to play out Numemon X Antibody. It only says I play a Numemon in its name, so Numemon X also works. Ukamon raises, gain a memory hatch. I'll swing in. I really need like a regular Monzimon in my hand, but I end up drawing. That's my like 4th Monzimon X that I've drawn. And there's not really much else for me to do. I'm really heavily debating going into Monzimon X. And I do. Just so I can go into my Mega Shadow Seraphi. But they're gonna be swinging in for 2 checks anyways. Gains 2 memory. and then chokes me to 1. So that's not good. I'll gain a memory from the starter deck Gabumon. And this is not looking good. I swing in, I can trash Monzemon X to draw 2. And then here I heavily debate what I should do. Maybe I really should have. I mean, honestly, nothing was really like the correct decision. Even if I go into Shadow Seraphimon, they'll swing in, I de-digivolve them, but then they can still swing in with their Tamer and Rookie. So I swing into their Security hoping to die. Luckily I do. And I get to play Garamon from my trash from Numemon X Antibodies effect. And then that on play I trash a Numemon in my hand to give Security attack -1. And then here I think my only choice is to slot underneath regular Numemon from my trash under Monzemon. Hard playing that Monzemon gave -3k and another security attack minus to their Mega. So their Mega can't actually swing in. He's at 0 security checks right now. And I have 1 block of Monzemon. So Digivolve, they're at 10k DP, so if they do check the security, then they will get memory back. Unfortunately, it isn't anything that kills it. My opponent is thinking about what to do. In fact, they really only need 1 Flame Rocket, or I mean Atomic Inferno, and then they can swing in for game. So my opponent is trying to draw for it. So they go into a Gunimon, and they're not swinging in because, as you can guess, they didn't draw it. Digivolve for 1 into the other Agunimon. And their Agunimon actually has plus 2k DP from their Flamemon underneath, so when they swing in, we'll both crash with each other, and they get to play a Flamemon suspended. Activate on play. And they'll go ahead past her and Digivolve for 3 into Burning Gray. So I'll hatch, go into Gazimon. I mean, realistically here, the game's over. Though I am running Chaos Degradation because half of the deck is yellow, and I'm also running a purple base. So I get to play Garamon. Trash, I'll give security attack -1 to their Agunimon with Tamer Inheritable, and Chaos Degradation, Emperor Gray, so you don't get any on deletion. And with that, they are left with a single Burning Greymon that can attack per game. With no remaining security left, I lose. So it is I did lose this, but I think in the first game, I could have won if I didn't check 2 Crimson Blazes in security. And the overall testing, Numemon feels like it has viability, though we'll have to wait and see to find just how competitive it is in the BT15 meta. With that, I'd like to thank you for watching, and if you see any misplays or you would have done anything differently yourself, you can go ahead and leave a comment. Other than that, have a good rest of your day.